The legendary North American esports org TSM has just made its triumphant return to CSGO for the first time since 2017, and they did it in the most North American way possible, by signing a fully European team. Yes, the news is true. TSM has announced their return to CSGO with a brand new roster.
There's one of them hiding inside the smoke. He might be a genius. And he's still baiting them out, continuing on top. What a god!
That's got to be the most perfectly played round I have ever seen.
Now, why is this such a joyous occasion? Well, less than a month ago, we didn't even think this team was going to make it off the ground. We have known for quite some time now about TSM's return to Counter-Strike. In fact, we knew it was going to be a European roster and exactly who was going to be on it. We also knew that the team was going to play in their first event at the beginning of August. However, that never happened. According to French reporters, there were verbal breaches from the organization, meaning TSM allegedly went back on their agreement to pay coach Xtaz for the work he did helping build the team. The headlines were looking pretty dire, and the fact that they missed their first event wasn't looking good either. And it's also TSM. Literally, the worst outcome is always a possibility. Thankfully, a miracle must have happened because an agreement was met and the roster remains 100% intact. Boy oh boy, it's an interesting roster. On paper, these guys have depth. A veteran IGL and coach, two young guns, a cracked Russian, a hot guy. It's giving real 2017 CSGO vibes and honestly feels like a mouse sports team. But nonetheless, I'm excited. Xtaz needs no introduction as the former coach of G2 and Vitality. Same goes with Valde, 2018 HLTV top 20, who grew to become a promising IGL for North. Inters is another great addition. Sure, his controversial benching from Cloud9 might have been due to his lacking performance, but for a period of time, he was one of the best anchors in the game. If he can get back to that level of play, TSM has a very powerful rifler on their hands. Up next are the two 20-year-olds, Moto and Cipher. Now, Moto is coming in as a rookie, so I can't say too much about him, but Cipher is a dude who's been on my list for quite some time now. Ever since his standout performance at the Paris Major, Cipher has been on everybody's radar, and for good reason. At a young age, he already has a very big personality, and thanks to how f***ing aggro in-game he is, he can back it up too.
And he's getting edged out. He needs some backup, and it will not be there in time. Cipher with the duel. He's now 1 versus 2, trying to hunt them down. Oh, they're staying hidden. He should be dead, but he hits the headshot coming back. He's looking for it, and there's no way! He's taken the last one down into the breach, shocking the Counter-Strike world.
Rounding out the team is another Frenchman, Jax, who is probably the most interesting choice on this roster. Now, I'm not saying Jax is a slouch. In fact, I've long believed that he's better than what he gets credit for. But when you play for a team like G2, it's easy to go unnoticed. That being said, he is in his 30s now, and it will be interesting to see what role he plays on the team. At the very least, I assume he'll be that veteran presence the young players need. It's long been reported that Jax is one of the funniest and kindest players in the game, and honestly, maybe that's what the team needs, especially when they start out. The only question now is, when does TSM play? Well, so far we don't have a concrete answer, but I will say that it's pretty much too late for any big event this year. Pro League's already underway and they missed the qualifying for Sydney, so we might be waiting until next year. This means that TSM could be starting in CS2, which would be super exciting. You know, if the game actually comes out. Now, with that said, there are a bunch of smaller events like Rubet Cup that I could see them playing in. Although debuting in 2024 with the release of CS2 would be pretty cool, it's probably best for the boys to start playing as soon as possible. Regardless of when that is, I'm pretty excited. It's always cool to see OG orgs come back to the game, and honestly, the black and white has always been pretty sexy. Plus, the team at the very least is going to be entertaining. Now, with all good news comes the bad, and in regards to TSM CSGO, they are obviously no longer North American. As I said, we've known for quite some time now that the team was going to be European, but it just sucks to see yet another historic NA org make the jump. And for TSM League of Legends fans who may be watching, could this be a major clue as to where the team will end up after their departure from the LCS? If their CS team is now European, it wouldn't be that surprising if their league team ends up in the same place. Now, sure, when TSM first came to CSGO, it was the Danish boys that would one day become Astralis. But after that, TSM became a breeding ground for fantastic North American talent. Twists, Sick, Shazam, Automatic, NA Legends cut their teeth on TSM. Yes, it all ended in flames with, you guessed it, Reggie causing everyone to leave the team in solidarity with Sean Garris, but it was fun while it lasted. and I can't help but feel a bit disappointed. With that said, I'm sure many of you are looking forward to seeing this team in action with their EU counterparts. However, since this is, once again, TSM we're talking about, will they actually be able to last, or are they just going to crash and burn over silly drama like every roster before them? I have a prediction. I think this roster is going to be okay. I think they're going to make the first major in CS2, and I think they will make it out of groups, but then immediately lose after that. That is my bold prediction. You can come back to this video and make fun of me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think. They're going to make the first CS2 major and make it past groups, and that is it.